It can only be described as a sad sign of the times that we live in. A California law could change the landscape of nightlife for millions of Americans. Think of it as a shot, a brew, and now a drug test. Statewide, bars and nightclubs will be required to have testing strips available to customers to help detect common date rape drugs. Some of the drugs include fentanyl and ecstasy. The vast majority of the date rape drugs have no color, no taste, or no smell. That means the user doesn't know that they have been drugged until it is too late. Scripps News national correspondent Vanessa Mashanya is tracking the story. She joins us live tonight. And Vanessa, tell us more about this law and when does it officially begin?
Yeah, as you said, this is a sign of the times that is quite sad. But, some might view this as encouraging to see a state step up and do something about this, which has been a problem for as long as I have been going out with friends, right? Always being told to watch my drink. So this law, it's statewide in California. It doesn't go into effect until July 1st. However, this means that most bars and nightclubs will be required to have drug testing kits available, drug kits that test for the more popular drugs that are used in date rape, roofies, GHB, ketamine, of the like. They also have to have posted in the bar or nightclub a sign that says these drug test kits are available here. However, it is up to the bar to decide on how to distribute them. They could be given out to patrons for free right on the bar, or they can have patrons pay for them just as long as the price isn't too much over the amount that they are wholesale. So, we caught up with a bartender in San Diego. He said that this is great. It's another layer of added security, both for his staff and for patrons when things start to get busy. So far, we know that this is the only program like it in the country, the only requirement statewide yet. It'll be interesting to see if other states follow suit. But if these bars or nightclubs in California do not comply with this new law, come July 1st, they could expect a citation. Del.
Vanessa Mashanya for us live tonight in Seattle. Vanessa, thank you very much. So is it a step in the right direction, or is it a sad sign of the times that we live in? Josh Lowenthal represents Long Beach, California in the State House. He proposed that new law, which will go into effect on July 1st. Mr. Lowenthal, thanks for being with us. So what is it? What does it say about the times that we live in?
Well, for better or for worse, the role of government is to protect its citizens. And the fact of the matter is roofing is taking place on a scale that's completely and totally unsafe for especially young people to go out. And this is primarily happening to women and members of the LGBTQ communities. And it's extremely unfortunate, and it is preventable. And so we need to do something about it. As a matter of fact, I liken this situation to the drunk driving crisis. And, 30 years ago, we weren't doing enough to prevent drunk driving, and everybody had to get on board to prevent it. And that included awareness, that included regulation, that included budget, public awareness campaigns and so forth. And with roofing, we really have to go down the same path. Sexual assault is unconscionable.
Right. I was going to ask you, what caused you then to go straight to the mandate versus putting them in bars and nightclubs and allowing people to have access to them if they wanted them?
Well, that is the mandate, is they're there if people want them. The mandate itself is just making sure that bars have them on site. Now, don't forget, think about this not just in terms of somebody checking their drink to make sure that it hasn't been roofied. These test strips are actually coasters, and they'll be out for the public to see. So therefore, somebody who may be wanting to roofie somebody else is going to see that drink is sitting on a test coaster, may think twice about doing so. And so it's really important that they're present. I think it's also important to point out that I'm a bar owner and restaurant owner, and that's the genesis of this. As owners, we want our environments to be safe. We want them to be places where young people can feel comfortable going out, and they're not going to be targeted for sexual assault. So the law is very clear. It doesn't require that they be free. If it's onerous for the bar owner and they need to charge something small for them, then they have the right to do that. What I believe is going to happen is that big alcohol companies will come in and want to sponsor it and put their name on it the same way that they've gotten involved in anti-drunk driving initiatives.
Is there a legal liability that goes along with them as a bar and restaurant owner? I'm sure you know that there are lots of lawyers in California.
I've met a few of those. There are no legal liabilities as far as the bar and restaurants are concerned. We made sure that that was excluded from the bill. We do not want to have a situation where anybody is left holding the bag. What we want to do is raise awareness around this. And this is just the first step. We plan to intend to continue on this until we really cut down on the situation.
I remember when Mothers Against Drunk Driving was formed. I remember when bars put in the fact that they had to call for a ride because they saw that their customers might be inebriated. Are you hopeful? Are you optimistic that other states will follow suit?
I am. And other countries are following suit. These test strips are available right now. The U.S. military is doing so. We have another bill in place to require them to be on all college campuses, available for college students. I think that this is the beginning of a movement, and there are several cities that are already doing this. City of Long Beach, that I represent, has a program in place. City of West Hollywood has a program in place. Throughout the state of California, throughout the country, people are gravitating towards this because it makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't we do this? It's very, very difficult to see that your drink has been drugged. There's no taste, there's no color to it, but it's very easy to test for it. So if it's that easy and that price effective to do so, why wouldn't we have it out there?
Mr. Lowenthal, allow me to be a skeptic. And I remember a time not too long ago in a pandemic in which people were asked to wear a mask to prevent the spread of a disease. And that became one of the most toxic political conversations across America. Are you worried that people will take advantage of this and say, here's another one of those California legislators trying to tell me what I can and can't do, what I need to do when I go to a bar, and how I should drink?
You know, California led the way as far as bars are concerned with stopping smoking indoors. And not only did the rest of the country follow suit, the rest of the world followed suit. And even the smokers now are happy because they're able to go outside and have their own space, and it's become part of the culture. I don't see that being a problem whatsoever. It wasn't a problem with drunk driving, with drinking and driving, so to speak. Everybody got on board. Taxi companies got on board. Alcohol companies got on board. The bar owners themselves, the concept of a designated driver, and entire new business models were built around that. Sexual assault is intolerable. As a matter of fact, the reason why we have gone so long of not doing something about this is because it's happening primarily to women. If it was happening to men, I believe that we would have done something long ago. It's time we do something.
I got to tell you, I looked at it and I wondered what the downside was, but I also have to admit when the mask came out, I wondered what the downside of those were as well. And in today's society, there is a downside to just about everything. Josh Lowenthal, thanks for being with us tonight. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the time and the interest, and hopefully we're making a safer environment for all our young people.
You got it.